Hello everyone. How's everybody doing today? Just gonna wait till a few people pop on here and then we'll get going. I've been watching all kinds of live videos to see how everybody deals with the wait at the beginning, and most people just sit there and look at the camera. I just feel kind of silly doing that, just going. So I always have to find something to yammer about, right? So there we go. Hey, Deb. Hey, Tammy. Jane. How you girls all doing this morning? Look at it. I still have the earrings on. Not still, but I've literally worn them every single day since I made them last week. I love them. And every time I wear them, somebody goes, "Oh, I like those earrings." Hey, Patricia. Hey, Deb, how you guys doing? I'm good today. It's all good. I have a little bit of a tummy ache this morning. I ate some soup, and I was about 4 bites in, and I went, yeah, I'm not so sure about this soup, so I put it down. I have a bit of a tummy ache. So I'll be fine. Just kind of like might have a sour tummy. Thanks, Deb. All the parts should be in next week, so I'll get all of your kits together that you ordered. I've had a bunch of people want to order some kits, but we sold out like, I don't know, 5 seconds after the video was finished. So I think everything will be in by next Tuesday, so I'll get it all together. Hey, Catherine, my doppelganger. How you doing? You need to cut your hair like me so that you look even more like me, I think, and get some glasses with some pink on the top, and then we'll be twinsies. So, Deb, did you go to Beat Fest? I really just, there's no way I could have gone. I was really missing going, but you know, that's life. Hey, Joanne. All right. So, you know, I've done so many of these videos now, I start thinking about, you know, new techniques and things like that, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to revisit some old ones. So you guys have probably seen this technique before, but I'm going to make it, you know, a little different this time, and hopefully you'll like what I do. So I'm just going to do a little bit of nodding today because I'm feeling like doing nodding because I love nodding. It's one of my favorite things. You did go. That's good. Did you have a good time? I think I saw a picture of you with somebody you were giving, was it, what's her name? I can never remember. Blonde lady, beautiful, really, really nice lady. You were giving her one of your pretty pens. Yeah, what is her name? I'm Facebook friends with her, but I can't think of what her name is. Oh, it's not bad. So anyway, all right, I'm going to tip you down. And we'll... Crystal Wick, yes, that's who it was. Sorry, I'm jiggling all over the place. I'm so bad with names some days. Yes, you would, Catherine. You'll have to match it to mine, just so we can be twinsies. In like total twinsies. Okay, so this is one of my favorite colors of my gorgeous Czech glass beads. Those are those rondelles. They're like the 5x8 rondelles. And this is that really pretty sort of ecru color. And then on the outside, they've got that brown Picasso. It's so pretty. So I'm going to mix that with I've got some Czech glass, you know, me and my browns and my blues together. Can't get away from it. So this is sort of a greeny, bluey, turquoise kind of color. It's got a bit of a Picasso finish. And then I found these other really, really pretty Czech glass kind of sitting there. And I'm going to use some little size 8 seed beads because I'm going to do a little bit of a different finish on this one. And then I always have one of TR Cast's gorgeous buttons because, you know, they make the best ones out there. So, and I've got my Eslon, and I think this color is called Sand, if you're wondering. And then I've got one of our, I think I picked a bad one here, but one of our little pointy tweezers. If you're going to do this, you really do need to have pointy tweezers. They work a whole lot better than you know, like your kind for your eyebrows. Those just don't work. So we sell these for $3.99, super cheap. So if you want to try this technique, make sure you get some long pointy ones like this. Okay. And then I've got some GS Hypo, and that's about it. It's other than this, it's kind of almost a toolless one. So, oh, you met Tracy? Yeah, she's lovely. All right, so I don't know how much I'm going to use, but I'm going to take off probably 2 meters because this stuff's cheap, and I'd rather have a little more than a little less. So was Tracy the only girl, one of the only people from Tier Cast there? I know my sales rep is from Seattle, but she just left the company, which really made me sad and her name was also Kelly. I really liked her. So, am I crooked? I feel like this is crooked. I'm gonna fix that a little bit. Now watch, the whole thing will probably fall. Maybe I should leave well enough alone. Oh well, if I'm crooked, whatever, right? Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, and I'm going to put I folded over my Eslon, and I'm gonna try and get this to go through double through there, if I can. Good Lord, come on. This should not be that hard. But obviously it's going to be. All right. Because I want to just do like a little half hitch knot through there. All right, when all those fails, put some spit on it, right? Oh yeah, I thought I saw that she was doing a fusion beads thing, which is weird because I thought fusion beads was closing down. Okay, this is not working for me at all. This is a funky little, there we go. It was just the angle. I had to get the right angle because it's kind of a funny little shank there. So all I'm going to do is just do like a half hitch. So just make a loop and pull that through. All right. Okay, so that's all I've done, just a little half hitch through there. But now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of length on here, because sometimes if you have a button too close or like too tight, if I had one of these beads right next to it, it gets really hard to do up. So what I'm going to do is make a knot, and I'm going to put a seed bead over top, and I hope I can get this through 2 on here. I never even tried it. Well, let me try and see if I can get 2 seed beads, or sorry, 2 lengths of this through. I'm going to just trim these off into a bit of an angle. I never even tried that part. If not, then I'll go to plan B. There's always a plan B, right? Let's see if yeah, I can. Okay, perfect. So to make my knot, I'm going to go around my fingers and pull through, and then take my tweezers and come right through this hole and place the tweezer right where I want that knot to be. And I'm going to let that drop off so it's on top of my tweezer, and then I pull up and then push down, and then I take my tweezers and kind of pull down. So now that's made my first little knot in there. So super simple. Oh, they have actually closed their storefront now, but they have a warehouse. I guess I know that they were going to stay online, but and maybe they're going to continue to do videos and stuff like that. It's too bad. They've been in, basically an institution in that area, haven't they? So, okay, so now I'm just going to extend it out by putting 1 little seed bead on there, and then I'm going to do a knot, so around my fingers. You see I cross it over. That way I make sure that I am going to get a nice little knot. Take my tweezers, go through the hole. So you see I'm going through it, and then I place my tweezers right where I want that knot to be. You always want to make sure that that knot falls on top of your tweezer. If it falls off, then you're not going to have a knot. And then I pull up, and then pull down. Okay, so now we have a nice little extension on there. So now I can start with a pattern of beads. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do for a pattern. I'll just make something up as I go along here. But I really love these Picasso beads. They're just they're so nice. So nice. I just love that sort of finish. So you only see a little bit of it when it's sideways, but it's so pretty. So I'll just do a succession of beads and see how we go. So did you guys do trick-or-treating last night? I went to Costco instead. Yeah, I never got around to taking classes there, Deb. I always wanted to. I used to take them at the Bead Factory years ago. And I always wanted to do one at Fusion. They had such a great assortment of classes. It was kind of crazy, wasn't it? And I know that that's really going to hit people in the Seattle area, because that was sort of the only place that I could think of. There may be 1 or 2 left, but okay, so now I've got my first little one on there. So I think I'm going to put 3 of the same kind on there. You had 53 kids? That doesn't sound like very many, does it? It looked pretty packed in our area. But But because we've got the new pup, well, she's not that new. She's like 18 months old, I guess, or whatever. She doesn't really like people knocking on the door or ringing the doorbell too much. So we decided just to go dark last night. It's easier on the dog. She wasn't actually bothered by all the fireworks, which was surprising because it was loud. She slept right through it, but she does not do well with people ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door. She freaks out. So I just thought, you know what, let's just make it easier for Henley so that she doesn't get herself, because she would have been nuts, up and down those stairs all night, and she would have been exhausted. And I just don't want to do that to her. I don't think that's fair. So I went to Costco, and there was only about 20 people there, if you can imagine. So that's what we've got so far. So yeah, they had a lot of great instructors. Hey, Faye. Oh no, is he back in the hospital, or did he ever get out of the hospital? Goodness gracious. You've spent a lot of time in there with your hubby. He must be getting tired of it. All right, so we're just doing some knotting today, Faye. So I'm going to place my tweezers right where I want, pull up. You can see you can build these in no time flat, right? And I love this sort of boho look. Oh, wow. That's a lot, Joanne. Well, I'll bet we would have had probably, I would think there would probably be a couple hundred in our area. We live in an area where there's tons of kids. So I would think there would have been a lot. I felt a little bad not doing it. I'm changing to a different color now. I'm just going to do a little bit of a pattern. I felt a little bad. I used to really enjoy it, but with Henley, she just, until she's a bit older, I think we'll just, you know. I should have probably gone down to my daughter's house, but I don't know if the kids were there last night. They only have them half the time because they're from her husband's first marriage, so I never know if the girls are there or what they're doing. So when I found out that I think that my 10-year-old granddaughter said she got a phone, I was like, what? 10's too young. But that's just me. Okay. Back again for another stay. Oh dear. Well, I hope he's doing better, Faye. Give him a hug. There we go. Look how cute that's looking so far. Yeah, that's hard when somebody you love is sick, right? It's not fun. Oh, that bead has a little chip out of it. Must have been dropped on the floor or something. So that's going to be a garbage. I love this stone. Yeah, look at how pretty this is looking. I like sort of varying the colors a little bit. We'll just create something, see how it looks. You know, I never know what I'm going to do with my patterns once I get going. It's fun to change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll go back to a Picasso bead. Create some kind of interesting pattern. Hey Carlene, how you doing today? So my mom was at my house for the last 5 days. We had a big celebration on Friday, but I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. But when I can, oh Lord, I'll be screaming about things. So anyway, it's all good, but holy mackerel. So my mom was at my house for 5 days, and so I spent a lot of time on my iPad while she was on hers, and I found all these new sites for crafty sites. Oh my gosh, you should see. That's all I do now. I just, like morning, noon, and night, I sit there on my my iPad or whatever and just look at all these. Like right now I'm looking at this girl who makes wreaths, and gosh, some of them are so beautiful. So now I'm feeling all crafty, like I need to, get down to the States and go to Hobby Lobby or something. I wish we had Hobby Lobby here. I don't necessarily like their business practices. All right, I'm going to see if I'm going to make this into a little bit of a, so you take the thread zapper, get it nice and smoking hot, and then sort of burn this down a little bit. And what this does, I'm trying to make it into a bit of a needle because I'm having a hard time getting it through that one, and I'm going to see if that'll help, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think I can use this one. No, that made it worse. It zapped it too much on the end there. Oh, you had nobody there. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't use those. So, okay, we're just going to do 2 different colors then. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll mix it up a little bit, doing something different here. You know, sometimes you grab something and it doesn't work, but that's life. So we'll just make a little pattern. I have to remember to look up once in a while. Well, mine's already huge, so. All right. So I'll just kind of vary the pattern up a little bit. So go around my fingers, make my knot, take my pointy tweezers, and I'm going through the knot and placing it right where I want it. Drop that knot off to the side so it's on top of the tweezer, and pull up. And I make sure that it's nice and tight, and then I make sure before I pull this out that I've got my tweezers put together. If you open your tweezer up, it'll make the knot open up. And then I'm just going to slide that down. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many great people. There's this thing called Home Talk, and they have a ton of different kind of people doing videos, like everything from home decor to, you know, that's where I found the wreath lady, as I'm calling her, because I can't remember. It was like Debbie's Wreaths and Things or something like that. And she's from Mississippi, so she's got this real drawl, which is really cute. And it's fun to watch all these different things. Gosh, I'm just having to. It's a good thing I cut off a lot because I'm having to go and trim off these ends a lot. Try this again. Does the thread come in many different colors? Yes, Shauna, I believe we have about, I'm going to say close to 60 colors of the Eslon. So we have it on our website. It's called Eslon, and it's $5.99. And hey, Mars, do you know how many meters or feet or whatever in the Eslon?
Wasn't it 77 yards?
77 yards?
I think.
Maybe. It could be, yeah. Thank you.
That's what I remember from the old days.
Yeah, so there's a lot on there. So you'll get many of these bracelets because I just pulled off like 2 yards or 2 meters or whatever here, right? So it's really economical, and you can use it for a lot of different things. So, hey Sandy, yes, it is very addictive. I love it. All right, so now I'm going to switch my pattern up a little bit here. So, yeah, the knotting is kind of it's really trendy right now. It's a very popular look. Are those crafty shows on Facebook? Yes, they are. So if you go on Facebook, of course not right now because you have to watch me. And you go on to Home Talk, and then they have like everybody doing, if they had Halloween things, they've got, like I said, the girl doing wreaths. I really like her stuff. And then she has friends that do different wreaths, and so she'll post their stuff, and there's this like whole big crafty community. So it's called Home Talk, and there's another girl on there that has this business called Junk to Jewels, and she does sort of like the country inspired stuff like I like how we've got our front desk done in that barn board. She does a lot of that kind of stuff. So that's what the kind of stuff that I really like watching, because I love that sort of aesthetic, the sort of casual country sort of. I'm not like really country kitschy kind of thing, but I do like a little bit of that sort of old, making it new kind of look. All right, so I'm not too sure how far I want to go, so I'm going to do a different kind of closure on this. So let me see how far we've got. So that's what I've got so far. I'm kind of liking that. So I gotta do a few more. So now I think I'll do some of these guys. Just quickly throwing together some kind of little random pattern. Thanks, Catherine. I appreciate when you guys come and watch me. Okay. Is there anybody on here that has not done any knotting before? I thought that I had converted everybody pretty much because I've done it so often. And we've taught it a lot in the store too. But if there is anybody, put your hand up and say, me. You got to try it. You will totally become addicted to it. It's you can use it in so many different applications. You can use it in pearls. You can use it in this sort of, boho kind of look. There's so many different things that you can use it in. Donna, well, and Lisa, you guys haven't? Okay, you got to get yourself some Eslon and the only other criteria really is to make sure you can get, 2 strands through if you're going to do this way. I like to otherwise the knot's just a little bit too small. So get yourself some Eslon, some beads, and a pair of tweezers, and we have both of those. I'll put links up after. But you've got to try it because it's just so much fun. And you can see how easy I can, whip together a bracelet. And the good thing is if you have a little stash of random beads, this is a good way of making something with, not very many beads. So that's what we've got so far. Jean, you haven't? The barrel knot. Well, that's different. Oh, cool, Kathy. Well, that's good. You'll quickly grow to like making jewelry, I am sure. I don't know if anybody knows the story of how I got started, but I was away houseboating with my husband. He was then my boyfriend, and some of his friends. And one of the girls, that was one of the wives, she said, "Oh, hey, we're going to make jewelry tonight." And I was like, "What?" I had no idea you could make jewelry. And so we made some stuff that night. And there's actually a picture of me that is on my Facebook page of me making my first little piece of jewelry. And I loved it so much that I went and took classes right away. And and the rest is kind of history, because I then quickly started, getting just making things, and I was wearing them because I was working for the police force at that time, and I would wear things around, and people are wanting to buy them, and then I started selling them, and then I started selling them at craft fairs, and then I started selling them to stores, and within 3 years I was in 80 stores across Canada with 13 sales reps. So it was a little crazy. So that's my little story. So I'm just kind of doing a weird pattern here. Just going to see what you guys are saying. Awesome, Leslie. Yeah, making jewelry is addictive. I don't know. It's just, I find it very kind of calming, and I can get it out of my head. I'm a deep thinker, so for me, it's a great thing to be able to get out of my head. Okay, so around my fingers, cross over, reach through, and now make sure you go through that knot and right on top of the bead, and let that knot drop over, and then pull up. That's usually where people make the mistake, is they don't go through the knot, they go around it, and then they don't understand why it's not working. Okay. All right, so what kind of a pattern am I going to continue on with? I'm just sort of doing random. I'm not really making a pattern. All right. See how much further. A couple more, and then I'll wrap this up. I was trying to do like some bizarre pattern, but I think it's getting even crazier than I thought. Hey, Wendy. You haven't done it either? Wow. I thought everybody would have done knotting. It's just so easy and so fun. You can see how quickly I'm making this, and it's sort of foolproof. This is do you guys hear our door there? We were going to just open and close it all day yesterday for Halloween because it sounded creepy, because it has that, creaky sound. Apparently it's not, something that we can fix with WD-40. It needs a whole new door jamb, which is far more work or money than I'm prepared to deal with right now. So, do I have an age limit for my classes? Well, do you mean as in like how old you have to be, or how old will I let you be? If you're 90, you can still come. I do like, if you're a child, I like the kids to be 14, depending on what the class is. If it's one with a torch, then they've got to be 16. If you're with a parent, then I will, maybe let you in about 12. I've let 11-year-olds in too when they're, sort of mature and are not going to cry and stuff like that. Because most people want to just have a really nice experience, and sometimes kids get really funny and shy and that kind of stuff, and we haven't really had any bad experiences, so I just don't really want like toddlers in my classes. Although when I used to, way back in the day when I first opened my store, I did parties, and sometimes the best kids were the 4-year-olds, so you never know. You got a young one that you'd want to bring to a class, Shauna? Hey, Ginger. All right. Over my finger, pull that through. Go through the knot, through the knot. Grab hold of the bead where you want it, and then you just pull up. Okay. So I'm thinking that that's probably going to be, I don't know, is that going to be enough? Maybe I'll do one more. I have a really big wrist, but this is not necessarily meant for me, but maybe I'll put one more on. How many beads have I got, just in case you guys are wondering? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So you can see if this is a good project if you've got a bunch of random beads, sort of some strays. Look at that. It's not even, like I didn't really do a pattern. I just kind of added them all in there. Okay, last knot. Make sure it's a good one. And then I'll show you how I'm going to do my little closure. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Okay, so there we go. We've got our knotting done. And now to do my clasp, I'm going to just separate these. And I've got these size 8 seed beads, so these are a really nice Mayuki, sort of a turquoisey color with a Picasso finish. And I'm just plopping those on there. And I have to sort of figure out how many it's going to take to go around my clasp, so I'll have to put a few on there. Just thought about trying something a little different. I've never made a clasp like this, but I thought let's try something different. So what I want to do is make sure that it's going to go around that button. So I think I'm going to need a few more on that side. Oops. I'm just trying to be clever and do more than one, but that doesn't work. Oops, where'd that go? Deb, were you watching, if you're still on, were you watching Heather earlier? I was watching her for a little bit, and I love that new camera angle that she had when she dropped it down to when it was sort of like up above. I actually sent her an email and said, hey, what did you do? Because she said she was using a camera and not a phone or something. So I was asking her, okay, what did you do? Because it really looked fabulous. It was so crystal clear. So if you were watching it, what did you think? So I think I saw that you were watching, I believe. So, oh, you were, yes, she is awesome. Oh, Tammy, so what did you think? You were watching then. I thought I saw a couple people that I knew. I didn't stay on for the whole thing because I just hop off and on and do a few things. Did you like it, that second angle that she did, Tammy, where she was hovering? It was sort of like, instead of, because she usually does like from the side. You like that angle? Yeah, me too. And I really liked the clarity. So she sort of started off, whoops, I'm going all over the place here, like I am right now, but then somehow she flipped another camera up top, and I don't know how she did it, so I hope she'll share with me. We've met before, but she may not remember me. I just, I'm hoping that she'll be generous and tell me how she did it. Because it just, I don't know. I'm always looking for different ways of doing this so that you guys can see a little closer up, because I just find that you can't always go close up. Okay, so what I've done is just done a little row of beads of the size 8 seed beads, and I just want to make sure that's going to go through, and it's actually a little bit too much. So I'm going to pull off a couple. So all I'm doing is just making sure I can go through there easily and make sure that can go around. You don't want to, when you're doing clasps and things like that, you never want to have them so that you're forcing that through there. I'm actually going to take one more off on either side. If you have to, like, if this was really tight and I was having to, you know, really push that through, what that would just do is put a lot of stress on it, and that's how jewelry breaks. So that just fits. So all I'm going to do is just an overhand knot there, or I guess you could do the same knots that we were using. So I'll just go, I wasn't really prepared to do that, but I'll do that. I'll just go over both there and pull up. Yeah, so see how cute that looks? It's just a nice little clasp. And then when it's done up, it'll just add a little bit of a decoration. Yeah, just a little decorative thing around there, which I think is kind of cute. So let me just take that off. So I think I'm actually going to do a double knot. So I took off 2 meters, and I have probably an extra meter left over, so you can see you don't need that much. So I'm going to do another knot, and I'm going to go, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the knot there that I just created, and I'm going to go right on top of the first knot that I did. And all that's going to do is just give it a little more security there. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then I'm just going to do a little embellishment with my seed beads. So, yeah, that's right, Pam. Just another way of doing something instead of the leather closure. Because I really love my little leather closure things, but I thought that this would be just something different, you know. I'm always trying to think of little ways of finishing things off. So I'll just make a little knot there. And on these end knots, I am going to drop a little bit of glue. Just I don't want that to unravel. And I don't want to use my, what do you call this thing? My thread zapper. I'm having a moment. I don't want to use my thread zapper because it does make the cloth go a little bit black sometimes, and I definitely don't want that look on the end there. So just creating a knot with a single piece of thread, and then I'm just going on top of those little seed beads like that, and then just pull down. And then I'll trim this off here. I'm going to see what happens if I do use the thread zapper. We'll see. Let's see what happens, okay? Give it a little zap. That's not too bad, actually. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. So then you don't have to use glue. So if you've got a thread zapper, they're a great little tool. It is a little, I don't know if you can see on the end, it's a little tiny bit there, but you know, whatever, it's not too bad. Okay, get rid of all this stuff. And there we go. So it turned out kind of cute. I like that, just a little tiny bit. Now if you wanted to, you could keep those long and have them dangling. You could also like tie that together right there and then dangle a charm off of it, or you know, just play around and have some fun. But I think that's really sweet. So I'll take a good picture of it so you can get a good look at it and see what it looks like after. So, oh hey Ginger, was it your birthday recently? If it was, happy birthday, happy belated. Did you do something fun? There, cute, huh? I like that. I'd wear that. I don't think it'll fit me, but will it fit me? No. I never make anything to fit me unless I'm making it for myself. But for the ones for the store, I like to make them a little bit smaller, but very cute, if I do say so myself. So great. I love that door. See, you can see our fabulous desk back there done in that barn board. That's the kind of style I like. I love that. Anywho, okay. well, that's about it today. So that didn't take very long, like a half an hour of, jabbering and making things. So thank you again for joining me this week, and we'll see you again next week, same time, same place, same station, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic week, because I know I'm going to. Things are really good in my life right now. As sad as I was a couple of weeks ago, there's a lot of really good things happening right now, and so I've been feeling really, really good, really, really happy, and it's nice. If I could get a little sleep, it would be even better, and then I wouldn't have these big bags under my eyes. But that's life, right? I can't have everything. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again. I really appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in a week. Watch some of those videos on Home Talk. You guys will all be addicts. All right. Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.